Alright, we're back in Genshin again. And annoyingly, they did not reset the Abyss. I guess it's because they want to, like, align it with an update or something. So, like, this one resets on Tuesday, and then I guess the next one is going to reset on Wednesday to then align with the banners ending and 4.3. It's a little bit of a shame because, yeah, I can only stream today, this week. And it would be nice to have done the Abyss as well, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll just do it on my own, or potentially, like, since it's gonna last 2 weeks, we could do it next week. I did see there was, like, another event. I don't know if this is really worth streaming, but there's the Beetle event again, which, like, last time was pretty okay. It was very short, but, like, nice enough. So maybe it'll have evolved in some way, so yeah, maybe I'll try and stream next week as well, and then do the Abyss and that event, but it's not like we really need to see Abyss again. I would just do the same team. Unfortunately, I basically haven't improved my Navia at all. I got her talents up to 10, but she's still on the 2-piece set I had before, because I've been dumping all of my resin into this domain, and it just, like, this domain is cursed. Like, or not even cursed. They have just, like, tweaked this domain to be shit. There's no other way. It can't possibly be luck. It's just, I just don't get anything. So, I mean, I guess we might as well dump my condensed in here again. But it is very annoying. I just cannot get even, like, a passable 4-piece set for Navia here. It's very frustrating. Nothing. I've even been checking some of the 4 stars, but I don't really want to bother with a 4-star set for Navia. It doesn't really feel worth it. But even those haven't been good. Great, amazing, fantastic substats right there. Yeah, Geodamage Goblet with the worst possible substats. Amazing. Well, it's exactly what I wanted, right? Onset Geodamage Goblet. Why did she just not have a voice line? That was weird. Healing bonus. Defense. Oh, don't have that, but that's fine. Not like we need to burst. In fact, it's probably quicker not to burst. That's why I'm not bursting on, like, Kaza or Layla or anything, because it'll just end up wasting time anyway. HP Sands, it's only ER, even on a healer. I don't think that would be worth it. Yep, I mean, that's about how it goes. Like, how long has it been now? 2 weeks of just putting pretty much all of my resin into this domain, and yeah, that's about all I've gotten. It's very frustrating. I really wish they would do something about artifact RNG, but obviously they would never. Because yeah, we have this, which isn't great. Like, EM is pointless, defense is pointless, it would be nice to have attack percent or something, but it's like, that's fine, I would use that. But then the feather, okay, it's passable. And then the sand is not really passable. Defense and tons of EM. I would want at least, like, an okay attack sands, and I just haven't gotten any. I don't think that's worth rolling. I would not want, like, even if this got crit, double defense is just, ugh. Yeah, and then goblets. Yeah, this one, if that had gotten crit rate, maybe, but no. This one doesn't have a chance. And circlets, I just haven't gotten, like, anything. Like, I have a crit damage circlet that is terrible. This one is garbage. And I just haven't gotten, like, anything else. Garbage. And no crit rate. I really need a crit rate circlet, but I would take a crit damage one if it just had crit rate as well. It's just been really awful. So that's fun. Well, we might as well go and do one more. I guess at this point it might have been faster just to do 2 more with normal claims. But I don't think it matters too much. Alright, here it is. Crit rate with crit damage. Yeah, this domain seriously sucks. Like, it genuinely feels like it's worse than any other domain. I don't know, like, why they... I don't know why they would have done that if they did, but it's just weird. Like, I didn't have this much trouble with any other set in the game. It's just... like, I'm not asking for much. I just want to have a 4-piece set that is, like, better than a 2-piece. And right now it just isn't. It's, oh god, nice voice crack. It's very, very obnoxious. Oh boy. Well, so that's that. We also have the new banners, Raiden and Yoimiya. And the sad thing is, I really want Chevreuse, both because I like her character and design, and also, like, she seems pretty good, even at C0. She's kind of a... like, she's based on Overload, but she doesn't really buff Overload. She just, like, uses Overload to basically do a VV swirl for Pyro and Electro. And then she also, like, buffs attack pretty heavily, up to 40%. So, she just seems very nice to have. The problem is I really don't want Raiden or Yoimiya, but I'm kind of thinking I might do just, like, 1 or 2 10 pulls, just, like, to get one of these guaranteed characters, because how likely is it that I would get Raiden again when I just did a 10 pull and got Navia, like, just last pull, right? It was right there. And if it did happen, I honestly would rather have a C1 Raiden than Yoimiya at all. I don't know, I would rather have that, and then, like, maybe later down the line, I could do the same thing again and pull a C2 Raiden, and then suddenly we have C2 Raiden. Not that I, like, want 5-star constellations, but that is an option. And yeah, let's skip any, like, rituals and whatever. I don't know where you would want to go anywhere, so anyway, so it doesn't matter. So if I get one of these 3 now, I'm doing 1 pull. If I don't get any of them, I'll do 1 more, because I don't really have that many yeah, okay, that many primos. This is very unlikely, but I really want Chevreuse. This is the only chance I have. Hello? Yeah, Dragon's Bane. Wow, amazing. So let's do one more. Please don't be gold. Should I just single pull until I get one 4-star? Fuck it. Don't be gold. Okay. We're safe on that front at least, but it's gonna be a Bennett, isn't it? I wouldn't even really mind Sarah, at least that would be something, but it's gonna be Bennett. Yeah, okay, well, Sarah, that's fine. So yeah, no Chevreuse for me. I'll just say no. I don't want to risk it anymore. I don't need Raiden. I would rather save for future characters. So, too bad. Maybe she'll come back on some other banner, I guess. But yeah, that's a shame. And Sarah is one more step closer to actually being a character that I would even look at. Just 4 more, and then we might consider using her one time. So yeah, that's a shame. I guess we'll just get into the event now. I think this is like mostly a combat event. I haven't really seen it. Kill him. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure I care for this. This story for these minor, like, portal events is usually just very, drawn out. What? I guess I jumped off. Huh? What is happening? What are they talking about? I have no idea what this is on about. Sure, I was only, like, skimming, but still. Basically free money. Oh yeah, it's this type of event again, where you, like, transfer a character over. I see. Hello? Couldn't click. Alright. Do we get trial characters or not? Crystallize. Gee, I wonder who they want me to use here. And you do have a trial character. Okay, well, I mean, if I have a trial Navia, I would rather just use mine. But yeah, that's nice that we get trial characters at least. So it's like, make 2 different Navia teams, basically. And the question is what teams we do. Like, yeah, obviously we have, who am I looking for? This classic one. But then we could also just do, like, I've been liking this team just in the overworld. Like, oh no, putting Animo with Geo, but it's still just nice to, like, group people. Or we could try Venti, but I feel like this is fine. And then we still, like, swirl Fischl's damage, so it's not, like, that bad. I think that's better than bringing, like, Kuki or someone. So, like, this is obviously going to be the best one, but this could be fine. Maybe we want to swap them just to start with the, like, worst team. Wait, hold on. Let's see, like, what the lineup is. Water Phantasms. Like, we can't really group here that much. I mean, Bennett Shunling would be better against water phantasms, but at the same time, if we bring Kaza, it would be nice to have Kaza on this side instead of this one. But I guess Kaza can still group these ones, so yeah, it's maybe fine. Let's just try it the way we had it. Oh god, I don't even need to, like, use my stuff. They're just dying so fast. God, there's so many effects. This probably looks really bad with a bit rate. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Didn't use her burst, I should have. Why have I not triggered that many crystallized reactions? Or is it just like it keeps resetting? I guess, yeah, like every time you do the, yeah, I just got it now, and then it resets again, I guess. Isn't this the first time we've seen these Hydro Phantasms? But yeah, so that seemed like it worked fine. That was bad. Didn't get a crit. Like, I feel like I'm seeing bad bit rates just playing the game. Like, there's something about these effects, like, overlapping that just really looks like terrible. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's weird, like, I'm not even seeing some of these enemy lineups until the very, very end. It's kind of strange. And you don't get any, like, medals for this one. But yeah, we got enough at least. I've seen in some of these, like, I kind of want to try it in the previous one, but I didn't end up doing that, where, like, you can actually get a higher score if you just do the, like, super basic one, and then use, like, Child with his Riptide, and it just, like, keeps proccing itself over and over. So I guess if we see one that has, like, Illichurls or something, that could be an idea. Drum beats in the mountain. I don't know how that ties into Navia. Is this linear or something? Flames and Sparks? Maybe it's a Chevreuse team? Yeah, Overload. Yeah, there she is. I want her. Yeah, like this seems like it kind of could work, but some of these units are very tanky. So if we do a Chevreuse team, we'd probably want her like here or something. What was the team you end up doing on Chevreuse? I kind of forgot. Like, Raiden is good, but my Raiden is not a damage build at all, so that's kind of a problem. I'm guessing, like, Fischl Beto would probably work fine. We could do something like Bennett here, and then just Fischl Beto, but then, like, what else do you do here? A more pyro-oriented team with, like, Shanling, I guess. But then not having Bennett for that is kind of meh. Yeah, it's like I really need to just get my Raiden on a damage build again. Or I could just use, like, Kaching or something. Hold on, let me just check. I, like, forgot what teams you normally do for her. Yeah, it's like Sino, DPS, Raiden, Yoimiya, Linny, Klee. Like, I don't have any of those characters. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I wouldn't really get that much with Chevreuse, even if I got her now. It's just like, she seems nice to have for the future. She's like an interesting option. Yeah, what do we do? Like, Kuki, I guess? I really just bring in, like, Toma? Kaching sounds very annoying to play when you get this many overloads. Maybe we should just, like, swap something out. The thing is, if we don't have a second Pyro unit, then, like, you basically don't get the uptime on this buff at all. But if we do, like, Kaching here, Kaching Fischl, Toma doesn't really work with Kaching very well. Shame they don't give more trial characters that, like, go well with these characters. It's like I almost only want a 3-person team here. I mean, like, I guess I'll just bring in Raiden just to proc Overload, even though she basically does no damage with just EM. Oh, she'll do Overload damage, like so much Overload damage. It'll be great. And then here, do I just bring Toma just for the sake of it? Because, like, I don't know who else I would bring. Oh, Beidou, I guess. If we just want to, like, go basically full Electro here. But then we don't really get much uptime on this, but it might still be, like, fine, I guess. I don't know. I think these teams are very bad, but I guess let's try them out. Not sure how we want to, like, do this. I guess I, like, start with this. Yeah, now we, like, don't get anything other than just Electro. Yeah, this does not seem very good at all. Alternatively, we could just bring Chevreuse for, like, the attack buffing and not have the whole overload thing. Yeah, like, charge attacking here is very annoying when you don't have any, oh, whoops, that should have been a hold. You don't have any grouping. What the hell is happening there? What was that? Beto doesn't do that. Oh, goodbye. Yeah, didn't want to hit you anyway. Yeah, this feels awful. Might have to just, like, straight up redo this one because this is absolute trash, and the next one is probably not going to be that much better, but at least there we have Bennett Xianling, so might be slightly better. This will barely do any damage, but I mean, we might as well. Gets energy and stuff. Yeah, this honestly feels like much better as a team. Just the cooldowns aren't quite lining up always. Fuck this Dorito in particular. Oh. Keep, like, not holding. Yeah, if my Raiden was built for, like, actual damage, this might actually be a pretty solid team. Ow. Did I still get the max? I think I still got the max, even though, like, the first one was so terrible. Yeah, that still worked. So definitely don't do a Chevreuse solo pyro team. That is terrible. But the Raiden thing, especially if you switch over to a damage build, artifact loadouts, please. That would be very nice. I could have, like, at least given her the Catch or Skyward Pride or something. Wait, Pride? Spine? Which one is which? The Spear. That would have probably helped a little bit as well. She's just on Dragon's Bane. Speaking of... whatever, I'll do that later. They're like, oh, I got another Dragon's Bane. I'm pretty sure I have like an R5 and an R3 or something. Meanwhile, my sister does not have a single Dragon's Bane and has to use Kitane on her EM Raiden. It's like... It's so typical. And then I'm sitting here on like an... Do I have an R2 Sack Sword now? I like finally got one more and that's the only one I have. It's just so uneven. Okay, this is Risley for sure. Freeze team. Yep. Okay, so what teams do you even do with Risley? I like don't remember. We can do like a Charlotte thing on one side and a Jean thing on a different side, maybe? Venti probably doesn't do that well with him. Sucrose could probably work. So we might want to do like Kaza on one side and Sucrose on the other. And then we have like one Hydra option, which here would be like Farina, here would be like Kokomi. And then we bring like Charlotte on one side, and... yeah, who's a good fit here? I mean, Bennett is always welcome, I guess. You could do Bennett. We could do, like, Yelan or something. Yelan or Xingqiu. I don't know. I mean, out of curiosity. Just gonna see what people say. Ganyu? Really? Mona and Diona? These are some weird teams. Risley? What? SS tier? Okay, the Genshin Lab is sometimes, like, really cringe. SS tier team is Risley, Ganyu, Ayato, and Kokomi. No, it is not. It absolutely is not. Risley, Hyperbloom. I mean, yeah, you could do Hyperfridge. Should we just do that instead? I guess that's not too bad. Where we swap things around and bring in, like, we do this team, but then we do, like, a Hyperbloom thing here instead. But Nahida is so cringe in these events. I guess Baishu in that case? Like, if I just do, like, Raiden... Maybe we just do, like, Raiden, Farina, and Baishu as a Hyperbloom team. And then here we have a Freeze team. Well, then with Kokomi, that doesn't really, like, make sense here. Or just Yelan. Something like that might be kind of nicer. I don't know. I guess let's try it. I kind of feel like I would like Sucrose more in this situation for the grouping. And I just don't know how to play this character very well. I guess we start with this or something. I don't think I got a Cryo Swirl. This seems kind of bad. Maybe I should have brought Hyperbloom. Hold on. If it's just gonna be a bunch of, like, Hydro Slimes and Mimics, I didn't even look at the enemies. Yeah. So maybe we should do Hyperbloom on that side, and then just Freeze on this side would be a lot nicer. Oh, you can't just, like, swap them. So yeah, let's do Hyperbloom here instead. And yeah, maybe like Hyper Bloom is good enough on its own. So maybe for Hyper Bloom, we do this kind of team. And then here, we bring in Farina instead. Like Farina, Kasa, and Charlotte. Or Kokomi. I don't know. Is Kokomi better in this case? Kokomi is a little... Like, Charlotte has the same type of... I don't know. Charlotte has the same type of, like, issue as Nahida in these events, where, like, it's annoying using her skill, and then you kill the enemies, and then there's a new wave, and then you can't use her skill, and it's even worse than Nahida, because it's, like, a much longer cooldown. But I guess she's mainly there just to, like, have a one-tap heal anyway. Alternatively, we would just have, like, Jean as well, but that's a little weird, having, like, double Animo. Oh, Susie. Have you been playing Raiden? Raiden Kaya, you said? Yeah, let's just try Charlotte here, I suppose. I think this team will be fine. I am honestly almost considering dropping Kasa and just using Sucrose instead. Just because that Sucrose has, like, faster setups. But then Kasa does a lot of damage with Farina especially, so yeah, let's try this. I imagine Raiden Kaya would work very well in this event if you haven't done it. When you get this character as a trial character, you could just put Raiden and Kaya and some kind of healer. That would probably feel very nice in this event. Yeah, now we don't need to worry about, like, swirling anything. Should probably start with Baishu there, honestly. Why am I bringing Yelan here? I just realized. I mean, I guess she buffs damage a little bit, but, like, they're all Hydro Mimics, so this is completely pointless. I would just get Hyper Blooms anyway, and we could just bring someone else. Yeah, you know what? Let's skip out on that. Let's try again. That is just stupid. We could just bring, like, Sucrose or something, or Kasa, and then still have Hyper Bloom and do way more damage and group them. That's just gonna be much nicer. So, do I do Sucrose or Kasa on this side? You've been using Neuvillette, but it seems that he loses HP over time, being with Zhongli. The thing with Neuvillette is that, like, he both loses HP and gains HP. Like, you want to lose HP with Neuvillette, because the more you lose HP, the more, well, you really need the artifact set first. Like, if you farm up his artifact set, Marchose Hunter, when your HP increases or decreases, you get a bunch of crit rate, up to 36% crit rate. So he'll actually, like, take advantage of that by draining his own health, and then you get a bunch of crit rate, and then his balls allow him to heal up again. So, like, you'll see when I do the charge attack here, you can see my health just going down, just passively. That's just like him doing that. And then if I hit an enemy with my skill, we get these balls here that I can then do a charge attack with, and now I'm full HP. Like, each ball that you absorb gives you, like, 16% of your HP, or something like that. So, like, he wants to fluctuate in HP a lot, and Zhongli is very good with him, because it makes it so that you don't take external damage from enemies and stuff. So you can just, like, Layla is kind of the same, where I can just ignore them, and, like, Layla's shield takes care of it, and then he can just, like, fluctuate up and down during his charge attack more and more, and then, like, we'll get more, I'll use my burst, and then you get even more of these balls, and now I just charge attack again, and he's full HP, and now we have even more balls, and I charge attack again, and I'm full HP. So, like, you have to kind of get used to not having max HP on Neuvillette. Like, he doesn't need that. He'll just constantly be healing and taking damage over and over, and it's very good if you get that artifact set. So yeah, if you use, like, him with Raiden and Zhongli and someone else, maybe, like, Fischl, or maybe Sucrose if you had her, or yeah, who else would you want? If you have a Dendro character, that would be very good. There's like many different options. He kind of just can play with anyone. Like, as long as you have 4 different elements, he's really, really nice and gets a bunch of damage. Yeah, feel free to ask if there's anything else you don't understand about any character. But I'll just try out this first now. Yeah, let's keep Kasa here. So I guess I want to do this into this. I don't know how you can tell if you have, like, if his skill is up or not. I'm not sure. Like how long Wriothesley's skill lasts. Yeah, I think this feels a lot better. It's not that many Hyper Blooms, because Baishu doesn't really Hyper Bloom all that often, but I think it works. Yeah, maybe I didn't even need to bring Baishu. I could have brought, like... I mean, I guess we don't really want Nahida anyway. But, like, since he heals, it might have been fine, and Nahida has Crow-type Amber. Ah, can't kill that, but yeah, that works. No one said anything about Nivelet's HP going up and down. You didn't know what the balls were for? Yeah, like, he's all about balls. He loves the balls. It's both his skill gives you 3 balls, and his burst gives you 6 balls. And every 3 balls you absorb gives you, like, it's like 48% of your health back. And then when you do a full charge attack, it's like 50% of his HP that you drain. So you're, like, very slightly HP negative, but practically you're just gonna keep bouncing up and down, especially if you have Zhongli to just shield you from external damage as well. So he's, like, very safe as a character and just keeps just fluctuating over and over while never, like, actually taking any real damage. And he's, like, very nice for healing. Like, you can just, if you don't want to actually do the laser, you can just use his skill, then do a charge attack, and then, like, dash out of it. And then you don't complete the charge attack, but you just get an instant heal. So he can be very nice for that too, just, like, quickly healing up himself on field. We want to try and swirl here, I guess. I kind of want to just start with this, honestly. I feel it might be worth it. I love that they gave him a fucking Ora Ora line. Like, they knew. They obviously knew. Well, we already have enough points, so now I can just, like, kind of chill. You let this 80 and riding this 70, and then you ran out of resin. Yeah, welcome to leveling characters, like, where instead of the characters being the limiting factor, it's just your resin, where it's just like, oh, I guess that's all I can do today. I think I prefer the other team. I mean, I guess I should, because it's Hyper Bloom. Like, it's just very comfortable, but this team is fine, but yeah, not, like, as good, I feel. Aw, didn't break 10k. Yeah, that was kind of nice. And now, is it literary canon? Is it gonna be a canon novelette? Lead dancer? Farina? Nilo? It's Farina, yeah. Yeah, just fluctuate HP. I guess we'll just do a classic, like, one novelette side, one Farina side. Why not? You know it's Monday because your car battery was dead? Oh god. You have to call AAA? Oh no. Yeah, that's a pain. I guess you mean because that would be typical on a Monday, or what? Yeah, let's do a novelette thing here, and I guess a Farina thing here. Well, I guess we can just bring Farina on both. Why not? We can do, like, Farina on one side with novelette. And just like this or something. Oh, that is kind of a nice novelette team. Alternatively, could do like Shanling or something instead. Is also kind of nice. And here we could do this kind of team. This team is very, very comfortable. Yeah, I kind of feel like just for the fun of it, doing like this instead. In that case, I guess I should have that on the other side. Because, yeah, this one has a bunch of electro. I mean, the pyro will take care of that. I guess this probably works fine. You don't know which characters work better together? Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing with Genshin. That's like, once you get past the just like, oh, I like this character, and just playing them because they're just fun, and you start thinking about, like, teams and how to build them. That's, like, the whole game of Genshin, like, in terms of meta game or whatever. Just figuring out, like, what character works well. Like, oh, in this team, the reason I have this team is because Kokomi does a bunch of hydro damage, but she doesn't crit, so the only way to buff her damage is something like Kaza for swirling hydro, and Farina buffs damage, so Kokomi's damage will be sky high, and then they also buff Fischl, and then Kokomi gives hydro particles to Farina, so, like, it's just everyone, like, synergizes and gives each other what they want, and, like, Farina drains everyone's HP, but then Kokomi heals it up again, so, like, that kind of stuff either just comes from watching a bunch of Genshin guides, or just, like, playing the game a lot and figuring out exactly, like, what characters do. Yeah, it gets pretty complicated, but it's like, you don't need to get that complicated with it. Like, in most situations, except for Abyss, you can just kind of play whatever, and it's gonna work out just fine. But you might just, like, feel some differences just even if you don't know what is causing it, if you like swap around some characters and then you notice, oh, I actually think this feels a lot nicer when I have, like, I don't know, I'm not sure what characters you have. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe not having Nouvellette with Kaya, for example, because, oh, Nouvellette wants to, like, be pretty far away shooting the laser beam, but Kaya wants to be up close and personal with a spinning icicles, so they just kind of, like, don't work very well together, but they can work, but yeah, you might just, like, pick up on some of those things and adjust your teams accordingly. I probably should have recasted Fischl before I did Kokomi's burst. Yeah, this team is very comfortable. It's just like, there's kind of no risk. Kokomi has a bunch of interruption resistance, so you don't get interrupted, and she heals like crazy, and you just like electrocharge everyone. It's definitely one of the more comfortable Farina teams, in my opinion. I should have recasted Fischl again. Definitely don't have like the best rotation here. Yeah, I keep misaligning this. Should probably just start with Farina instead. And then we just do this. Can you come back here? And then I like recast this, and now I do Kokomi. I think that's probably better. And no reason to do a full setup again. Yeah, that was pretty good. You're just trying to get the primos for this event. You're having a hard time getting enough points. Make sure, like, you go as hard on the difficulty. I can show you once I'm done that you can, without like it being too hard, basically, because you can set the difficulty and like if you do the easiest one, you only get 1 times the score. I'm playing on like the hardest difficulty, so every single enemy I kill is worth 4 times the amount of points. And for me, it's not that much harder. So like, if you're finding it that you're killing enemies relatively easily, but you're just not getting enough points, then you can like step up the difficulty a little bit, and then you can get enough, like, more points that way. I guess the bad thing about this team is like Nouvellette doesn't really care about Bennett, but yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, it seems fine. Oh god, can't see anything. Yep, it's a lot of damage numbers, 82k on a Vaporize. It's very nice. Oh, I shouldn't have done it this order. Yeah, no, I wasted all of Bennett, but then again, as long as it's channeling snapshots, I guess it doesn't matter. That's the nice part about this. Oh. Yeah, honestly, why not? Yeah, finally we see these guys. It's weird that they show up so late and then it's like already over at that part or point. Yeah, there we go. Turns out Neuvillette is part of my best teams. Who knew? But yeah, so for the primos alone, you just need 1,000 points per one of these. And down here, you can set your score. So if it's set on simple, it might, like, you might be able to kill the enemies, but they're not going to give, like, any amount of score. So you might want to at least try, like, bumping it up to fancy, perhaps, and just see how that goes. And then, like, if you still need more points, and you feel like you can take harder enemies, but you're just not killing enough of them, then maybe outstanding would be even better. So, I would imagine you don't want to do the hardest difficulty, but maybe trying the middle one could work. And yeah, also you want to, like, take advantage of these buffs as well. It's like, I mean, you don't really want to, but for example, the first one here says, like, you want to trigger Crystallize, and then defeat opponents while protected by a shield. So for this one, either you can bring the trial character Navia, or you could just bring your Zhongli. Like, if you do a Neuvillette Zhongli thing here, then Zhongli will proc Crystallize, and you'll be protected by a shield. So it'll, like, work fairly well for getting these buffs. So I guess this one doesn't do too much. It's, like, geo damage and stuff. But I guess it helps. Just trying to get these buffs while you're doing your normal stuff. Vibrant and lively melody. It's like dance partners again. It's not Farina again. Who would it be? Is it Linny now? You don't really understand the buffs? Yeah, they're usually just like word soup. So it's very overwhelming figuring out like what the hell the buffs are even doing and if they're worth it, but at least you can just like check these things. Okay, you want to try and do Quicken and you want to try and generate Dendrocores. I mean, this one is kind of maybe like, I doubt you've delved into Dendro stuff too much to know what like Quicken and stuff do, but yeah. Here, for example, Hydro-related reactions. So you know you want to at least put someone Hydro on this team, like your Neuvillette again, because then you'll just get this and get some buff, whatever it does, you know? Did I have the right difficulty? Yeah. So who's here? Baishu, really? He's a dancer, apparently. So just Quicken and Dendrocores. So I mean, like, Hyper Bloom here and Quicken here, but why would you do a Quicken team with Baishu? That sounds weird. I don't even think I want to, like, use Baishu on both sides. And what do we have? Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just do, like, Hyper Bloom. And then for Quicken... I mean, we could do, like... You like to put Cryo and Electro together? Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake, I will say. Like, Cryo and Electro together aren't actually very good. Like, they feel good early on. I know I also did that at the start. I had, like, Ganyu and Raiden that I liked together. But it's not a very good idea because they kind of they interfere with each other. Like, all you get from Cryo and Electro is the Superconduct reaction, which lowers enemies' physical resistance. So it's like for physical damage. You want to do that on characters that just want to like hit people, like Racer or Eula or whatever. Whereas Electro characters and Cryo characters have much better reactions with other teammates. Like, you would want to do Freeze with Cryo and Hydro instead, or Electrocharge with Electro and Hydro, something like that. So it can work, but it's definitely not like recommended to pair Cryo and Electro characters together. What am I trying to do? Like here, I guess I want Baiju. But do I want Baiju on both teams is the problem. And I mean, here we can just do like this classic team. And for Hyper Bloom, maybe we could just do normal Hyper Bloom, but I guess like Nuvolette Hyper Bloom is kind of fun. Which means we could just bring like this or something, but then again, like Nahida is so pointless in these events. So maybe just this instead. Used to use Kai all the time and Zhongli. Yeah, it works for overworld stuff. If you do like Kaya, Zhongli, Raiden, and I guess like, I don't know what your fourth character is. Is it Nuvolette usually? Yeah, it'll work. And especially since like for Nuvolette, in that case you have 4 different elements which he really likes. So in that sense it can work having Cryo and Electro at the same time. How do we play this again? Kind of forget like the order of stuff. I guess we like start here. Oh, Bennett, Pyro, yeah, that makes sense. Can you die? Thank you. I didn't know Keqing kept her Electro infusion like after you swap out. That's nice. I love when characters don't lose their infusions. It's so annoying when they do. You can even swap out like while her thing crystal is out on the field. It's also something I didn't know. That's nice. Which Dendro character do you like? Well, for you, like the one you have, Dendro main character, like if you swap your main character from Animo or whatever you have them on to Dendro, they're actually really, really good. Like, they feel very satisfying as Dendro. Their skill is like very quick, and the burst is like a pretty big area of effect of like a very pretty looking flower that just does Dendro on people. So that I would definitely recommend. But then otherwise, Baiju is very like comfortable. He doesn't do that much Dendro, but he heals and minorly shields, so he's just like a nice character to have. But otherwise it's mainly Nahida. I can't show that here. Nope, can't show her. But Nahida is definitely like the Dendro character. Like, there's no one else that compares really. So Nahida is very good. Alhaitham is very good as like a main damage dealer Dendro character, but he hasn't been on banner in a while, I think. But yeah, I would very much recommend Dendro Traveler. Trying him out with like Nuvelet and Raiden, for example. That'll work very well. Pop in Zhongli as well, or something. Like Nuvelet, Dendro Traveler, Raiden, and Zhongli would be an incredibly good team for you right now. And ideally, you would want to try to get as much elemental mastery on your Raiden as you can. It's basically what I'm doing right now. Like, all these reactions happening would be happening for you too. You don't have any of those characters? No, you have all of them. Oh, you mean like the ones I have? It's just like the team would be the same, not like specifically the characters I'm using, but the elements, it would like do the same thing with different characters. If you have Zhongli, Dendro Traveler, Nuvelet, and Raiden, and all of those you do have. Well, that went pretty well as well. Kind of just started like going better and better. This was the worst one because I just didn't have a good Chevreuse team. So that's that. Part of me just wants to wish for Chevreuse more, but I should know better after the Baiju and Child fiasco. Okay. Dendro, you only have Collei? Yeah, but you can swap your Traveler. If you bring your Traveler to a statue of the Sevens in Sumeru, you can make them into Dendro Traveler. And that is generally much recommended compared to Anemo Traveler. Especially if you already had different Anemo characters, like you had Sucrose and Heiso, I think, and those are much better Anemo characters than Anemo Traveler would be. You haven't leveled them up yet? Well, your Traveler is, like, the same, regardless. Like, if you swap your Traveler over to Dendro, it'll be the same level that your Traveler is for Anemo. And specifically for the stuff I mentioned with, like, Hyper Bloom is called, you don't really care about Dendro Traveler's, like, talent levels. Like, let's see, where's my Traveler? I think my Traveler is, like, a different element entirely. Yeah, I have Hydro for some reason. So, something like this. Like right now I have Hydro Traveler, but you can just go to any Sumeru Statue of the Seven. And then make sure you swap to the Traveler. You have to be the Traveler. And then you can, like, talk to these statues. And then resonate with Dendro. In Inazuma you can resonate with Electro. In Leo you can resonate with Geo. So now we have... I need to, like, build energy quick. Let's go here or something. And yeah, I don't have, like, artifacts on here either. Yeah, anything is fine, just so I get the set. Oh, come on. I don't know what you normally have here, either Dendro or EM, I guess. Let's just have an EM goblet, doesn't matter. Yeah, as long as I have ER. There we go. Just to like show sort of what Dendro Traveler can do, imagine that my Layla is your Zhongli instead. Like it functions the same basically, and then like you just do Raiden's skill so that every time you attack you do this electro thing, and then you can do Traveler's skill and burst to place down this flower, and then with your Nouvellette it'll keep... Oh, damn it, I got cancelled. It'll keep proccing Dendro on these characters like this. I'm not even doing anything. And then as long as I can like do Hydro with Nouvellette, you see these like green little wisps or whatever flying into enemies. Those will do like tons of damage if you just like let them do their thing. So all you need to worry about is like staying inside of this circle that the Traveler has, which is pretty massive. So like this would be a very recommended team for you to just try out. Just like using Raiden skill and burst on Traveler, put a shield on Zhongli, and then just do your Nouvellette stuff. And it would probably do a lot more damage than you're like used to compared to whatever team you're using. Oh, I haven't even opened this chest. Of course I don't get any sac procs because I have an R2 sacrificial sword. It's great. Oh my god, and then because I don't have Zhongli, the shield doesn't last very long. Yeah, like, I can't even show the team, like, that well. It would be a lot better if I had Zhongli. Like, Layla has some nice stuff, but generally the shield would be nicer from Zhongli. So yeah, you can just try it out, see if you like it or not. It's not like you have to use it or anything, but Dendro Traveler is very, very nice and feels very comfortable because the skill is so quick and the burst is like, you just like use their stuff and then swap out of them. You don't have to like worry about anything. And it allows your Nouvellette or anyone else to do their stuff. But yeah, that's kind of everything we had today, because I can't do the Abyss until tomorrow. I think this was going to be a pretty short Genshin stream after all. Yeah, I don't have any sigils. Didn't I get, like, a key or something? No. I thought I did. What was that recipe? Yeah, I thought I, like, just got this key. Didn't I? Did I already open one? I didn't think I did. Oh yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything. I guess I'm just gonna leave it off there. Just a quick event stream. Again, we'll see. Maybe I'll do the Abyss either off camera, or I'll just do it like next week or something with the Beetle event. Yeah, no worries. Feel free to ask for Genshin advice. I mean, a lot of the stuff is like, it's kind of like too much information, so you don't have to like take in everything or whatever, but you can just like experiment and yeah, ask questions if you struggle with anything. And then obviously, if you really want to dive into it, I recommend just like looking up some Genshin guides and stuff. There's like so much information that is almost overwhelming, but it can be helpful. Just like if you like Kaya, for example, then you can try and look at like a Kaya guide and just see like how do they play Kaya, what do they put on him in terms of weapons and artifacts, and what teams do they use him in and stuff, and it can give you some like ideas for testing things out and what you might have been doing wrong and stuff like that. And then you also have all the like in-game stuff if you're wondering like how do people build this character, for example. Like if we look at can't remember if there was some character. I mean, like Heizo, for example. I know you had Heizo, but you haven't built him. So it's like, how do you build Heizo? Well, if you go to artifacts and just click on any of these artifacts, you can set the filter down here on the left, and it'll just say, like, this is the recommended set for Heizo up here. So you know, okay, you want to try and get Viridescent Venerer for Heizo. And then you wonder, okay, but when I have Viridescent Venerer, what do I want on him for that? Then you can check this button up here for all of these. So like on the flower, well, this doesn't matter, but for these, like on the sands, it's recommended to have an attack sands. Okay, now you know you want a Viridescent Venerer attack sands on Heizo, and an animo damage goblet, and a crit damage or crit rate circlet. So like you can get some ideas for that, and then you can go to talents and do the same thing. Talent upgrade reference up here. You can see, oh, people level his skill, and then they level his burst, and then they level his normal attacks. So you can like see some stuff in game to get a feel, just generally like what people do, and like if you want to aim for this stat or which stuff you want to level up. So that can be very helpful, or you can look it up online, of course. But yeah, feel free to ask more. Otherwise, I'm well, not otherwise, but I'm gonna hop off for now. But yeah, you can always ask whenever I stream next, or if you want to like comment or something, or even like send an email, you can do that. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I guess I'll see you for more Genshin next week, probably.